you're slightly more pissed than the first half.
Yeah!
That's probably a good sign. But one bloke is very much so. He's the guy who owns the place. Who's next, Simon?
Please welcome to stage is President Obonjo!
President Obonjo, ladies and gentlemen!
He's a fucking president! Here he is. Start the clock.
There's a reason why the English were able to steal land from primitive people back in the days. It was because of a law called terra nullius. Terra nullius means land that belongs to no one. And I have been using that same law to claim land across the United Kingdom. 8 years ago, when I moved to St. Albans in Hertfordshire, I met a homeless man outside Tesco. He told me he was the leader of St. Albans. I bought him 3 cans of special brew, and he gave me St. Albans. St. Albans is now my property. The United Kingdom is now my property. I intend to unite the 3 Sabbath tribes, the Welsh, the Cockneys, and the Cockneys. I used to be one of the funniest dictators in the world, and all of a sudden, since the 20th of January 2017, Donald Trump has been trying to take my throne. I actually believe that Donald Trump is an African dictator. Let me tell you why. During the elections, he said the elections were being rigged. That is what African dictators say during an election. Number 2, he said he was going to put his opponent in jail. That is what African dictators do. And number 3, he has appointed his family members into the American government. Tell me if that's African or not. Thank you. Now let's talk about Brexit. You see, I'm not one of these comedians who comes on stage and criticizes you for voting in or out. But look at me. Do I look like the sort of comedian who believes in elections? I went to Hastings outside London performing to 350 people. And when I went to Hastings, I knew I wasn't supposed to be in Hastings. I increased the ethnic population by 100%. I promise you not to talk about being black, even though I've been black for 51 years, I'm now 56. You see, people don't take me seriously as a comedian. The other day I went to Scotland, outside London, performing to 350 people. And this woman came to me and asked me if I was from uniformdating.com. I never knew there was a website called uniformdating.com, so I registered. Thank you. You know, people don't believe that I live in St. Albans in Hertfordshire. I love the train journey from King's Cross to St. Albans because everybody thinks I'm getting off at Luton. On a Friday night, English people are always drunk, and I'm the sort of dictator who loves pranking English people. There was this man, he was sleeping, his mouth was wide open. You could tell he was middle class, coming all the way from King's Cross to St. Albans. I told the commuters I was going to prank him. They say, don't do that, he might have a heart attack. I touched him, he woke up. I said, welcome to Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you. I am married. I'm married to an English wife. I'm married her for passport rather than for love. We have 3 lovely children. I gave them English names. James Alexander Obonjo, 18. Margaret Alexander Obonjo, 12. And Cassandra Alexander Obonjo, 6. We had sex every 6 years based on the government child benefit policy. Great stuff. Every time I say great stuff, I'm trying to remember my fucking lines. Thank you. I went to America recently, outside London, performing to 350 people. I achieved 2 things in America. Number 1, I did not die on stage, and number 2, I did not die on the streets of America. I want to talk to you about my wife. my English wife. Now, let me tell you, when I proposed to my wife 20 years ago, outside London, in front of 350 people, I was fucking joking.
Wow.
President Obonjo, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic start to the second half. We now have, is it 6 finalists, Simon?
6 fucking finalists.
6 fucking finalists.